So here's a WooCommerce website that I've created using Bricks Builder. And if we go down, I've added these bubbles here that let the customer know that these items are on sale. So this one here mentions that it's on sale. This one here specifies how much they save. So was $20, now $18. The customer will save 10%. And then if we also go down to the bottom and go to the second page and scroll down a little bit, we also say save up to 7%. So I'm going to run through why I have those different ones in a second. But the main purpose of today's video is to go and show you how to add a savings bubble in your product loop inside of Bricks Builder. Now, I'm actually making this video in response to Irvin's comment on my video today. So definitely, if you have any ideas for videos or any questions about Bricks Builder or WordPress, leave a comment on one of my videos. I'm actively scanning them and looking for ideas for videos. So Irvin says, thank you a lot. I would like to display a sale percentage in a product loop. I don't know how to do that. And so that's what we're going to be doing in today's video. Now, as I just mentioned, if we go back to the first page here, and go down a little bit, this one here says you save 10%. So if I click into this product, this says it's a simple product. So if we edit product and go down a little bit, the product data type is simple product, which means it's a product inside of WooCommerce that has a regular price and has a sale price. It doesn't have any options, like you don't choose a size or a color or variations. So when we have a simple product, we will output you save and then the percent amount. This one over here says it's on sale. If I click into this, you can see that this is a grouped product. Now, if you've never worked with group products before, let's go edit product and go down a little bit where it says product data. If we click here, we just looked at simple. The next one is a grouped product. And what that is you can you can get a group of, oh my God, how can I explain this without saying group? A grouped product, if we go to linked products, these are other products inside of WooCommerce and you're assigning them here to be bought as one product in WooCommerce. So if somebody goes and buys this, if we go back to here, they can say, I want one of these, two of them and one of them. When they go add to cart and then they view their cart, it adds them individually into their cart. And that's those products here. So definitely more of a complex product. And that's why I just decided to write on sale there. You can customize this once I look at the code with you and show you how it all works. You can do whatever you want. But that's the on sale there because the price can change so much. I just thought it was just good to just say it was on sale. So we've looked at the simple, we've looked at a grouped product. The last one, if we go down and go to the second page and go down a little bit to here, it says save up to 7%. So this is for a hoodie. So if we click into this, you can see that this is a variable product where a person can come and select a color. They could say if they want logos, and based on the variations that they select here, the price could change. So our code will actually go through all the different variations and options that a customer could select from, and it's going to find the maximum that they can save. So that's why it says save up to 7%. That's the maximum a customer can save based on the options they select here for this variable product. Now, I've also put together a blog post that has all the code here, so you can go to my website, and I'm going to leave a link to it in the description under today's video, and you can go and just copy all the code from here and paste it into your website, and it should work based on today's video. Now, we're going to go through building this code in today's video, so I'm not going to go through how it works right now because it just wouldn't make any sense, but this is all the code, and I do specify I actually got it from this URL, which is this website here. If you go down, they give you a little bit of code here, but I did modify it to work how I need it to work for today's video inside of Bricks Builder. So to access a link to the original article, in the code here, I have put it here. Jumping into Bricks Builder, this is what the template is going to look like. We're actually going to build this from scratch because there's so much cool stuff that has been released inside of Bricks Builder lately in regards to how it can work with WooCommerce and how you can go and lay out your products here and loop through all your different products, lay them out in a grid. And I do actually just want to quickly cover some of them. So if you've never used WooCommerce and Bricks Builder together, this next section is going to give you a really good overview of just how it can work. We are going to move through it quite fast because I do want to make most of this video around these save bubbles here. But by watching today's video, you will get an understanding of how Bricks Builder can build WooCommerce websites. So let's get in and let's actually go ahead and start from scratch and build our shop page up. And then we're going to add the percent saved bubble to our products inside the product loop. So let's get into it. If we go back up here, this is obviously an active product design here inside of Bricks Builder. So let's go ahead and disable this and then build one from scratch. So here to disable it, we're going to go here to dashboard, and then we'll go to bricks and then templates. And then you can see I have my header template. template, my footer template, and then I have this template here for the shop template, which is applying to the product archives. So this is what we're going to go ahead and disable. So to disable this, I'm going to go ahead and edit with bricks, and then I'm going to go to settings and template settings and conditions. And then here we have it applying for archives where the post type is products, i.e. our shop archive page. I'm just going to go ahead and delete that for now. So the template is still here in Bricks Builder, but it's not applying anywhere on our website. So it's basically just not going to take effect. So if I save this and we go back to the front end of our website, so our shop page, and I just reload the page, and now it's reverted back to the default design for our shop page. So now let's quickly go and set up our custom shop page and create the product loop. So to do that, we're going to go back here to dashboard, and we're going to go to bricks and templates, and we're going to click add new, and we're going to write shop template for tutorial. And here for the template type, I'm going to select the product archive, and we'll go publish. And then here I'll go edit with bricks. And now we're ready to start designing. So let's go ahead and add a section with a container inside it. And then in this container, let's go ahead and add a block element here. So I'll do that. And then this is going to be the item that loops. So this is going to be the actual product. So I'm going to write product loop item. And then inside this, we're going to output the contents of our product in the loop. Okay. So if that doesn't make sense, don't worry. It's very straightforward. So here, let's go up and add an image element. So that's going to be for the product's featured image. And then we're going to add a heading for the product title. And we're going to add a couple more, but for now, I just want to leave them like that. So let's rename this. So image, let's rename this to product image. And for the heading, we'll write product title. Now let's go up to our product loop item, and we're going to say use query loop and turn this on. And what that means is that this item here and everything inside it is what's going to be repeated inside of our loop. So next, let's go ahead and assign this to take effect on our shop archive page. So here in this template, we're going to go up to settings and then template settings and conditions. And we're going to add a condition. And then here we're going to select for it to take effect on our archives where the post type is for our product. So our products archive page, i.e. our shop page. So if we save this now, and then if we go back to the front end of our website and go to our shop page, so just my domain name /shop, and then press enter and reload it, you can see now that is taking effect. Now you'll notice that it's not outputting the product titles here. So to do that back in our template, we need to use dynamic data. So here inside this loop, we'll go to the product image, and then here we're going to do select dynamic data, and we'll click here, and we're going to do the featured image. So I'll assign it there. So now when it's looping through and outputting our products on our archive page, it will put the featured image here. And then here for the product title, we want to get rid of that. And we're going to do the same thing. So select dynamic data and then post title. So while it's looping through, it will output the current post title of that product. So now let's save. And then back here, let's reload the page. And you can see now that's starting to output our product. So this is a product featured image. That's a product's title. And then another product and so on. Now, this is just a side note, and this channel is all about learning. There's no dumb questions in the comments below on my channel, and I have maybe a dumb question that maybe you can answer. Coming back into here, I'm curious. So we have this set for the conditions to be on the archive page, and we have assigned this to a product loop item. And in doing so, we can see one item here, but if we go to the front end, it's obviously looping through the main query and doing what we need it to do. But to be able to see multiple posts here in Bricks Builder, we need to go here under query and click here and go type is post type is products, and then we could just leave it like that. And now we can see the multiple items on the page. I'm just wondering, because it actually does work on the front end when we don't set any parameters here, is doing this creating a secondary query, or is it just using like pre-get posts and affecting the main query for the template? I'm just curious. But moving forward in today's video, I'm going to leave the settings set here under query. So we have multiple items here in the builder, so we can actually go and lay them out in a grid and see what we're doing. But yeah, I'm just curious to know, because when we don't go ahead and assign anything there, it obviously is working on the front end. Is doing this creating another query, or just not optimal? So definitely let me know in the comments below, but irrelevant of what we're doing today. So now that we have that set up, let's go ahead and lay these out in a grid. So coming back to the parent, we can actually use a new feature introduced into the latest version of Bricks Builder, CSS Grid. So coming back here, we're going to click on this container here. And if I just collapse that, remember, this is the item that has a loop on it. So this is the item, and everything inside it is going to repeat. So we go to the parent of the repeating item, And then here we can do display and we can change that to grid. And then here for grid template columns, we can write repeat, and then in brackets, we can specify we want 3 columns and we want their width to be 1 FR, which means divide them evenly. So 3 columns divided equally across the page like that. And then for the gap, let's give it, say, 1.5 rem. And now we have spacing between our items. So now let's go ahead and on the products, let's give it a border so we can see where the edges of each product in the loop end. So here with the product selected under the style tab, let's go to border and then border, and we're going to set 1 pixel all around, and it's going to be solid, and the color is going to be a light gray. So with that done, let's go ahead and save this. And then back here on the front end, let's reload the page. And now we have this output into 3 columns. So now let's quickly finish off customizing the look of the products in the shop loop. And then we're going to go ahead and add the amount you saved bubble to the products. So here with the product selected, we have the product image. Let's go ahead and go to content, and we're going to link this to, and it's going to be other URL. And in here, we're going to do dynamic data, and the dynamic data is going to be to the post link. So now we've linked the featured image of each product to click to go to each product. And then next, let's go up here and we're going to add a basic text element. And then here we'll call this product price. And then in here, let's get rid of that. And we're going to go select dynamic data and we're going to search for price. And it says product price. So if we click that, it's going to insert that tag into there and output the product of that price in the loop. So now we probably want to add some padding around the bottom area here. So I'm going to go back here and I'm going to right click and I'm going to wrap this in a block. And then I'm going to drag the product price into there. So in this block, we have the title and the price. So just this bottom area here. So let's add some padding to it. So let's click on the block and we might just call this product footer like that. And then here we'll go to style, layout, and then let's add some padding. So let's try 1.5 rem on the top and the bottom and 2 rem on the left and the right like that. And I think that looks pretty good. So let's save this, go to the front end, reload the page. And now that's looking pretty good. And just quickly coming back into the builder, the last thing that I want to do is as we go through the breakpoints, let's just say we get down to this one. Let's go back to the container and under content where we had it set to make 3 even columns. So repeat 3, 1 FR. Here we could just write repeat and then here let's 2, 1 FR. So 2 equal columns. And then as we get down to the mobile portrait, we'll just write 1 FR, which makes them 100% width. So let's save this. So back on the front end, let's do a final refresh and then let's just pull it in to see how that grid we just created would work. So as we pull it in, it goes to 2 and then as it goes down to the 1 like that. So that's how you go and create a shop loop inside of Bricks Builder for WooCommerce using some of the more newer features like CSS grid and so on. So I hope that was helpful, but now let's get into adding that bubble that specifies the amount a customer is going to save, i.e. the percentage discount inside the product loop. So back here on my blog post, we're going to go ahead and copy this code here. And again, I do want to specify I got most of the code from this URL here, which was from this page here. And I just changed it to work with how I needed it to work inside of Bricks Builder. All you need to do this today is just get this code from my blog post. So copy that. And because it's PHP, you need to add this inside your website, wherever you add custom PHP. So for me personally, I use WP Codebox. So this is the website. I'm going to leave a link to it in the description below. It's a lifetime deal, currently 20% off. It's where I write all my custom CSS, JavaScript, and all my PHP. And it's just really affordable. Massive time saver. Again, I will leave that link below. But again, let's go ahead and copy this code. And then back here in our dashboard, I'm going to go down to WP Codebox. So I'll click on here. And I'm going to go add new snippet and I'm going to call this Woo% savings. And it's going to be a PHP snippet and we'll just run it everywhere. And then here I'm going to paste in that code. So you can see it's a short code. So add short code, product savings %. And then when you add this short code, it runs this function and this function is all this code down here. So now let's go ahead and save this. And then turn this on and save again. And now all we need to do is add this shortcode into Bricks Builder in the loop. So let's copy this Go back into Bricks Builder, and then inside of our product footer, let's go ahead and add a shortcode element. Now, you don't want to add a basic text element, because if you do that and you add a shortcode in there, like that's our shortcode there. So let's just say we added that into square brackets like that. It won't execute. To execute shortcodes, you do need to use the shortcode module. So I'll delete this. I'll go delete. And then back here, let's search for the shortcode module and click in here, or element. And then here we'll paste our shortcode, product savings %. And now let's just save this and see how that's behaving. So we'll go preview. So back here on the front end, if I go down, you can see this one here says it's on sale. This one says you save 10%. And if we go down, we didn't add the pagination. So let's go back to our template here. And then here in this section, let's go ahead and add another container like that. And then in this container, let's add our pagination. So I'll go up to here and let's search for pagination. So products pagination, click, and now that's down the bottom there. Now we probably want to center it. So let's go and do that. So we'll center that. And maybe we'll add a margin up the top, something like, for example, 50 pixels like that. So let's save that. So back here, let's reload our front end. So you can see now it says on sale, you save 10%. So this is, again, our grouped product, our simple product. And if we go down the bottom and go to page 2, you save, you save, you save. These are all simple products because it says you save. And if we go down here, save up to 7%, this is our variation. So if we click into here, that's our variable product where people can choose different variations. So now let's quickly just go ahead and style that as a green bubble. So let's go back here and let's go to our shortcode. And then I'm just going to collapse that. And firstly, let's go ahead and give it a background color. So let's go background and then we'll go here and let's make it a green, but a really light green. So let's go up and try and find it. So there it is there, maybe even a little bit lighter. And then let's go ahead and add a border. So the border is going to be 1 pixels all the way around and we'll make it solid. And the color will be a green color like that, maybe just a little bit lighter. And then let's go ahead and do a border radius of 25 pixels and we'll do that all the way around. So it has rounded corners. Now let's go and add some padding. So we'll go to layout and padding. Let's try 0.5 m's on the top and bottom and maybe 1 m on the left and the right like that. Maybe that's a little big. Let's just try and decrease these around like that. Maybe a little bit more like that. I think that's looking pretty good if we do that. Now you can see this is expanding the full width. So we probably want to go down here to width and set it to auto just so it doesn't stretch 100%. I guess the shortcode element or the module has a width of 100% set. So we'll just set it to auto. And now let's go and add some spacing between these elements. So let's go up to the product footer and then content. And because this is set to display flex, we can come down here to row gap and we can do something, I'll just exaggerate it, it's like 10 rem. So you can see that's heavily spaced out. But let's try something like 1 rem. And I think that looks pretty good. So that's just added 1 rem here and then 1 rem here. And if you're not sure how row gap is spacing these items out and you know why it needs to have display flex for this to work and things like that, I would strongly recommend going to my YouTube channel and going down and watching this video here. The gap setting in Bricks Builder does more than you think. I cover that in great detail. And while you're there, I would also recommend going and watching this this video here about Flexbox, because you need to know Flexbox to understand the gap setting. Both of these videos, if you understand what's in them, is going to allow you to build websites so much easier if you don't know much about Flexbox. But coming back here, let's finalize how this looks. So we'll go back to the shortcode and let's go to style, and then we'll go down to typography and we'll give it a color of maybe a dark green color, and let's make it a bold font. So let's go down here, font weight, and set it to 700. So now let's go and save, and then back on the front end, let's reload. And you can see now that's really coming together. I think that's pretty good. I guess the spacing here, the row gap is quite big. So I would come back to the product footer and then content. And from 1 rem, let's make it 0.5 rem and click save. So let's go and reload. And now they're a little bit tighter. You can play with it. It's really up to you. I'm not really going to focus on that too much. Now let's just jump back into WP Codebox and see what this function or this code is actually doing. So here I am. Let's go ahead. I'm just going to slide this across so we have more room here, and I might zoom in. So here you can see we're creating a shortcode called product savings %. And this is what we added here in our product loop inside of Bricks Builder. So product savings %. So we added that shortcode, and this is what that shortcode does. Now the first thing is I noticed that I had to wrap it in Bricks is Builder. Basically, this just checks if Bricks Builder is active. And so if Bricks Builder is not active, then it runs the code. The reason I did that is that if we undo that and get rid of that, and we don't check to see that we're in the Bricks Builder editor, and I go ahead and save this, and then I come back here and reload the page, you can see we get an error. So there's something about this that it just doesn't like to try and render this shortcode inside of Bricks Builder. I'm not quite sure why that is, but basically I just go ahead and add that like that, and then it goes, if it's not the Bricks Builder editor, go and execute the shortcode. So let's click save. And then back here, if we reload this error, it allows us to go back into Bricks Builder and edit it. Again, I'm really not quite sure what that is. PHP isn't my strongest tool. So if you can clearly see what the problem is here, why we need that, why we don't, definitely let me know below. But it seems to work. If you do, let me know in the comments below. I will update that code on my blog post and leave a comment under this video. So yeah, definitely look out for that updated code if somebody does let us know. So that's that first line there. And then we go through. So we check the current product in the loop. And if the current product in the loop is not on sale, that's what that's doing, it ends. So it doesn't do any of this other code, because you don't want to go and output a bubble saying a product, is on sale when it isn't. So if the product is not on sale, return, end the function, don't do anything extra. If it gets to the next line, obviously the product is on sale, so now it can check what type of product it is. So if it's a simple product, so is type simple, the savings text equals you save. So you could change this so you can save. And if we save that for the simple products, if we go back here and reload, for the simple products, you can save. So that's how you'd go and change this text here for simple. So savings text, you save. So if the product is a simple product, we set the text to you save, and then we get the percentage that the user is going to save on that product. And then later on down here, we output for the shortcode the savings text, which would be you save, and then the actual amount they will save, and then the percent sign. So that's how the simple product is working. Now, if it's not a simple product, we check if it's a variable product. So if it's a variable product, we want to prefix the output with save up to, because it could have multiple savings values. So save up to, and then it goes through all the different variations for that variable product, and it finds the one that is going to have your customer save the most amount of money. So it's just looping through, and then it's comparing the current percentage with the maximum that it's found so far. And then at the end of going through that, it gets the most amount that your customer will save from those variations and saves that to the max percentage variable. And so if it's a variable product, it loops through them all, finds the one that's going to save them the most amount of money, saves that amount they're going to save here to max percentage, that variable. And then down here in the output, if the max percentage is greater than 0, so as long as they're going to save some money, return the savings text, which for a variable product will be save up to, and then the maximum amount they'll save based on the variation. And worth noting, if you do go and get the code from this blog post and you have a look at the original source that I got the code from, the initial code, if we open this up and have a look at the code here, this for each here is actually different to the one that I'm using inside here. And that's because the actual author of this blog post wrote this code here. But if you go down in the comments section, just a little bit down the page, somebody here gave some good insight and said if you have large websites with lots of product variants, the code will slow down your website. And then he actually gave a different solution for the for each loop. So I actually got this for each here, and if we go back up, I replaced this with that code from the comment that I just showed you, and that forms this final solution there. So I just wanted to clarify that in case you're seeing things different, and thank you, Dave, for doing this comment. Very helpful. And then lastly, just as a catch-all, if it's not a simple product or a variable product, maybe it sounds like it's quite a complex product, so I just say on sale. You could go and check if it's a group product and do some other stuff, but this should get you off and going, basically with a good structure for you to be able to build upon this code if you do need to for your example. But coming back here, our final shop page is going to look like this. Again, it's responsive, so as we pull it in, it's going to behave quite nice, and it just looks nice and neat, again, using the CSS Gridder feature that was just introduced inside of Bricks Builder. And we also have this speech bubble here inside of the footer for each product. On page 2, we have the pagination, and then if you click into a product, so here, the belt, if we click into the belt, we land on that single belt product. Now, if you want to add something here in the single product template that says you save as well. So going back, you want to add, you can save 15%. I think if we go back, we didn't say this. Let's just save this and reload. So simple product, say you save 15%. If you want to add this back on the single product design, that's easy as well. If we go back and create a new template, so dashboard, and then to bricks and then templates, we could go add new, and we could say single product. And then here, the template type is going to be single product, and we could go publish, and then we'll go edit with bricks. And then you would go ahead and build your shop page. For this demonstration, just to get this video out so you're not here all day, let's just use a default bricks template. So we'll go templates, community templates, and the template type. Let's go down and find single product. So there it is there. And let's just choose one of these. So I'm just going to go ahead and let's choose this one here. So let's go insert template. So there it is there. And let's just say we wanted to add that bubble here. So in between there. So we could come back here into our shop template and let's just rename this. I thought I did short code pricing percent saved. So here, let's right click and go copy shortcode element. We'll go back to our single product template and then we'll right click and go paste and then drag it to where we want it to go. So under the price. And then I did notice it doesn't render here, but if we save this, like save, and then go back here and reload, which I just did, it is outputting there. So if we go back to our shop and go through any of them. So this one says on sale. If we click here, it says on sale. If we go back and we click on something like WordPress pennant, you know what? This isn't outputting because this is silly. It's because it's not on sale. So let's go back and let's try and find one that is on sale. So beanie with logo. If I click on that, that's obviously on sale. So let's go back into the single product and then let's go settings, template settings, populate content. And then here we're going to search for beanie with logo because we know it's on sale. So we'll click here, go apply preview. And now that's going to load and that should have output it. So I'm not quite sure why that's not doing it, but I did just notice, it's so funny. If we go back here and we uncomment this, so we check if it's Bricks Builder. If we just uncomment that and go save and go back here and reload, now it is working. And if we go back to our shop template here and reload, so actually let's just save this quickly and then reload, we get the error. So it's something to do with this. It seems to not want to work for the shop archive template, but it does work for our single product template. I'm not quite sure. You know what? If you do know, please let me know in the comments below and I will update the code. But besides that, it all seems to be working. It's going to get you off to a good start. Definitely go and watch these two videos that are on your screen now. WordPress thinks you're going to get the most value out of them, and I'll see you in one of those videos.